Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Andrew Anderson Show. Got a lot of really cool stuff going on for you right now, so let's get into it.
You're listening to The Andrew Anderson Show, your weekly movie news and reviews.
So as always, you can call in using the Anchor app, and I'll get those in my app. I thank you guys for listening. We're going to go in and start talking about some of our topics today. Some of them include Stan Lee, some of them includes The Incredibles, and some stuff that's going on. Of course, there's always Cyberfrog hit 200,000 today, and that's incredible. And the other night, Ethan said if they get 250,000, the colorist is going to get a $10,000 bonus. And he let the audience know that they're not getting a bonus if they hit that stretch goal. So there's no physical reward tied to it, but the guy's working his butt off. Who he's doing this for, and it's a $10,000 bonus, and I think that's a great thing. It's one of those things where he's rewarding the people that do hard work for him. He really is. So that's just incredible with the Cyberfrog. Let's as of 1:49 a.m. on this Friday night, I'm going to go take a look at it and see where it's at. Cyberfrog is at 204,000. Ravage Kill All Men is almost at 20,000. And these things are going to just keep on going. And Mitch Brettweiser has his one coming on for the Red Rooster. And he's actually got a Patreon set up. Ethan's got one set up. This is the wave of the future. This is the wave that creators are going. This is the wave that people want to go. And comics fans are speaking. And it's obvious that they're tired of the bullshit that Marvel and DC are putting them through. We'll talk about that now, I guess, because they're launching Iceman again. Nobody asked, and the campaign went, because you demanded it. No one demanded Iceman. It looks terrible. Nobody wants that. Nobody asked for it. Nobody asked for a lot of these series to come back that they're bringing back. And you know what? I can fix Marvel's problem right now. That interview that C.B. Bolesky went on 2 or 3 weeks ago and said they asked him, do the cells translate to the comics? And he was put on the spot and he had to lie. And he's like, oh, yeah. The movies are folding into the thing. We're the IP house. Your print division is tanking. I can save Marvel Comics. I can save DC Comics right now. Make the books like the movie. That's it. That's as simple. I've talked to several people who own stores. The next generation, the industry isn't catering towards the next generation. Your biggest fans right now are little boys. Cater to the little boys. And that's how you'll bring in new customers. Because I guarantee you, there are new customers going into the comic shops. There's new customers going on Amazon looking for the stories, like what they read. They go in and they go, I want to read a Captain America book. And they say, okay, here's Captain America, but he's Falcon now. Or here's Captain America, but he's a Nazi now. No, these casual, normal people, like most of the comic book collecting world is normal people. They're going in, they're going in and they're getting scared off. The industry is killing itself. Oh, that's good, Dr. Pepper. But, I mean, you can't keep banging your head on the wall doing the same shit you did that lost you money. At this point, it's not about the money for them. And we're going to prove, all these creators are going to prove that this is where the money's at. The money is at telling good stories, not forcing diversity down anyone's throat, not cramming the shit up anybody's throat. You know, you sit down and you You tell these people what we want, and that's what we want. We want great stories, and we want stories that make us think, not stories that preach to us. Because the best stories that I've ever read made me think. The best movies that I've ever seen made me think. And we are failing the next generation. And it's not only this. Comics and video games are the last thing that guys have where people do heroic acts, where men can be men and heroes of good example, fictional heroes of good example, and they are getting torn down. Even men's paperback adventures that were very alive in the 70s are gone. They don't exist. The books cater towards women, and that's fine. But you want to raise people who are going to enjoy fiction, and they're destroying the opportunity for boys to be boys. So let's move on to a different topic. Jeremy over at the Quartering broke this story earlier. If you haven't, go check out his video on it. But Stanley's business partner got a restraining order filed against him. Ethan has talked about this on his channel. Ethan actually does a really great Stan Lee impression. Sounds almost like him. But Ethan has told the story about Stan Lee doing signings at conventions. He, you can tell he's being forced into it. But I don't have all the details. But the story around Stan Lee right now is very interesting because he shouldn't be in half the stuff that's going on. Like, I don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. I want to, I really do. But we'll see what's going on with that. It's very interesting to say the least. I enjoy looking at it and seeing, what's going on with that sort of stuff. And I feel bad for Stan. He's the last living legend, and people are treating him like this. And we don't know the truth, what's going on. He's called, the Hollywood Reporter fake news. I touched on that in the last episode, so we're going to see. It's going to be very interesting. One of the things I kind of want to talk about, we're going to transition from hot dogs now into the Han Solo movie, because I feel like that needs my attention for me to say some comments on it. Now, I've waited a while to speak on it publicly because, one, I'm not a huge fan of this whole Han Solo idea. Or at least the Solo film, anyway. I feel conflicted about it. I'll probably go see it. But the fact that they hired two directors, that they knew their style was mostly improvisational, or improv. That was the style that these directors had. You didn't think you would come into some problems when Star Wars is notorious for sticking to the script while ad-libbing very little lines. And that, to me, caused a huge red flag. And you really gotta understand that people are passionate about this topic. And for me, I really don't care. I think Lucasfilm is going to do what it does best, and that's tell a good story. So we'll see. I'm not huge on this whole Solo film. I'm not huge on a lot of the standalone films. I don't see a point in a lot of them other than Disney's trying to make back the $4.5 billion they spent on Star Wars. Call in and let me know your thoughts on the Han Solo movie, and we'll discuss it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that flashback to last June. Was it? So let's move on to some fun stuff. The new Mark Millar book, The Magic Order, came out. This is very interesting, the way he's doing this. He's not doing second printings. Mark is notorious for going into second printings on everything. Second, third, fourth printings. I'm kind of interested. I trade wait for Mark's stuff because in the past he's been unreliable. The books haven't come out. He seems to have fixed that now. The books are coming out on time, but I still like being able to sit down and read everything in one sitting. And I think Magic Order is going to be fantastic. All his books, I asked him this last night. All his books seem to be taking place in the same universe, with the exception of Super Crooks and Jupiter's Legacy. Both those books happen in a parallel universe. They're in the same universe, but they happen in a parallel universe. So everything else is in the same one. So Kick-Ass, Superior, the Magic Order, Kingsman, all that stuff is in the same shared universe. So it's going to be very interesting. I want to see what he does with it and where it goes. But the Magic Order, the reviews are pretty good on Twitter. I'm going to say that. It's very interesting to say the least. It's one of those things where I want to read it, but I know it's going to be sold out. But it's piqued my interest. Mark is a really good writer, and he's starting to interact more friendly with his fans. I can't wait to see what the Netflix stuff has to happen. Because, honestly, I love American Jesus. I want to see a sequel to American Jesus. American Jesus is one of my all-time favorite comics. So anyway, Mark Miller's got some great stuff coming out. I'm super, super excited about it. Not as excited as I am about The Red Rooster by Mitch Brettweiser, which I want to talk about because I want to read it. But I am more interested in The Futurist. I saw the art for The Futurist, and it just I want to write it. I want to write a story like that. It's like Johnny Quest from what I could tell in the art. And I hope that's what he was going for because that's how I envision it. And I want to get with Mitch. I want to talk to him about it. I want to get him on the show. I want to see what I can do to make it happen because of all that stuff. But let's talk about something fun. I got the chance to see The Incredibles 2, and my goodness, was it good. I really enjoyed it. I was a little worried. The reason I was a little worried was because basically you have all this stuff coming out about Brad Bird's like, it's all about feminism and stuff like that. The movie's not about feminism. The movie is basically a normie movie. They're just playing a bunch of stuff up to appeal to the SJWs. But that's okay. That's fine. Because I'm telling you this right now. The underlying tone is, the dad has to be a great dad. Dads aren't meant to stay at home. Stay-at-home dads aren't meant to stay at home. You would see it wearing on Mr. Incredible. And men aren't evil in it. It's, the villain has a really good through line. It's a fun movie. The Incredibles has always been a better, Brad Bird did a better Fantastic Four movie both times that he did The Incredibles than Fox did the 3 times that they had the opportunity to make a Fantastic Four movie. And it's still brilliant. It's still got that 1960s spy film. You can see from this movie why Brad Bird was selected to direct Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, because he loves the genre and he puts superheroes into the spy genre, and he loves James Bond and he loves all that stuff. And you could tell that he definitely has a love for all this. And it was definitely interesting. It was definitely funny. I'm not going to go into spoilers. I'm just going to say that I liked the movie. I thought the movie was great. The movie is definitely worth your time. Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter at Andrew P. Anderson, on Instagram at proofofire_89, Snapchat at TAA Show. I don't update Snapchat as often as I should. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Andrew P. Anderson author. I post movie news and and my books and everything like that, all on there. It's all linked together, so you'll see everything. Just follow, like, and subscribe on everything. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, go ahead, smash that subscribe button and hit the like button as well. And don't forget to hit the bell for notifications.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.